This episode bugged me. So it starts off with Spike, Twilight, and Starlight going to the Crystal Empire with a somewhat creative scene. Good for the setup. Oh no! There's a changeling around. And so Spike has a crowd, and then Spike doesn't have a crowd. I like this. This was funny. There's a changeling around. For whatever reason, they decide to go looking out in the cold tundra for it instead of, say, the Crystal Empire, where it would actually matter if the changeling was found. I mean, yes, they find it, but this was obviously a setup so that Spike could meet the changeling alone. Okay, sure, whatever. So after they go looking for the changeling, Spikes find the changeling and, oh jeez. Thing that bugged me, number one, the changeling's voice. Remember Chrysalis's voice? It was cool. There was a weird echoey effects filter put over it. Or at least until they removed it in the season 5 finale, but I mean... While Kevin sounds like this. I'm sorry, his name isn't Kevin. It's Thorax, sure, tomato, tomato. But what's with the voice? If you want to drive the theme of prejudice home easier, and more realistically, don't obviously make him an outcast by changing his voice into a dope, I'm Kevin voice. Thorax, sorry. Make him sound like any other changeling. At the very least, give him that effects filter to make him sound more like... Well, actually, we don't know what any other changeling sounds like besides Chrysalis, but you get the idea. Spike goes into town to try to convince people that this changeling is nice, but nobody's having any of that. Shining Arm is like, nope. This is something I liked. The changeling needs to go into town disguised as some other pony. This is a sort of story setup, but it makes far more sense for Spike to first go in to try and convince people that the changeling is good. They could have skipped that scene, but they didn't, so kudos. The changeling goes into town with Spike and, oh no, the scene is hard to watch. I just can't stop thinking about the voice actor in the voice booth trying to voice this scene. I'm sure they could have done some audio editing to make it sound less stupid. So then Spike and the changeling had falling out. And then suddenly they were back together again. So what's Spike's master plan to get everybody to side with him and the changeling? He walks directly into the throne room with an undisguised changeling and... Thing that bugged me, number 2. The song. Kathy, you're not a bad singer, but there's a reason you were given a joke song in the Equestria Games episode. Spike is bad at being dramatic. Wait, let me rephrase that. You're bad at making Spike dramatic. I'm sure it's possible, but this was a horrible way of going about it. Making a soap opera styled song with repeating animation, a spotlight, and repeating animation. If you know me well, you know I hate it when they repeat animation. And they've had a pretty bad track record regarding it recently. I like to cite Art of the Dress from way back in season 1. We haven't had a song animated creatively like that one in so long. Can we get more of that? Please? Oh yeah, and then sure, everybody suddenly thinks absolutely nothing is wrong with the changeling. Sure, okay, you were being super skeptical before. Spike actively going out and saying this changeling was nice and completely denying it to his face. But after this song, suddenly everybody in the room has their mind immediately changed. You'd think Shining Armor of all people would be at least a little skeptical. You could have had that be a part of the moral if you just skimped around it like it was no problem. I mean, call me a changeling racist, but this is the literal first documented case of a changeling acting this way. And you've been deceived by them before, so them not acting accordingly means there's a good chance they're trying to be deceptive again. I mean, you were right. This is a nice changeling, but err on the side of caution, your royal guards, for Christ's sake. What bugged me the most about the episode is that it had a ton of potential. Ooh, did you hear? It's the Changeling episode. They're bringing changelings back. People were excited for it, but it just kind of felt half-assed and dull. I mean, not like there wasn't anything good. The Changeling hive imagery was pretty cool. I liked the mirror gag. I liked the intro scene. Heck, I liked that they did anything with changelings again. But remember when they hinted that changelings were coming back in the season premiere? Yeah, well, this was the payoff. Sounds a lot more underwhelming when you put it that way, doesn't it? Hey guys, so you just listened to a review thing I just did. It's the first time I've done anything of this sort, and if you liked it and want to see more like this, let me know. Like the video, share it around, subscribe, that kind of thing. I sorta had fun making it and wouldn't mind making more. I had no idea I'd be putting as much work into it as I eventually did, but I think I made a little fun thing out of it. Shoutouts to Adam of Your Movie Sucks fame for making Your Movie Sucks, which is a YouTube channel, and I totally stole his format. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but they're sort of similar, and I took inspiration off him. He's a cool dude. You should check out his channel. Yeah. In any case, hope to see you next time.